Hello and welcome to a video essay exploring the correlation and overlap between autism and gender disorders. For those of you who might not know, autism is a neurological and developmental disorder that affects how people communicate, learn, behave, and interact differently. This can result in expressionless faces and robotic or monotone voices. Gender dysphoria is the feeling of discomfort or distress. Research suggests an increased prevalence of individuals who identify as both queer and autistic. According to SparkForAutism.com, there is a higher LGB rate among those on the autism spectrum, with data indicating 2 to 3 times the average. This information comes from Eileen T. Crehan, PhD, a clinical psychologist and assistant at Tufts University. Also, Dr. Wen Lawson, an autistic advocate, researcher, and psychologist, said, "The non-autistic world is governed by social and traditional expectations, but we may not notice these or fail to see them as important. This quote-unquote frees us up to connect more readily with our true gender," end quote, because she's crazy. Moving on to the correlation between autism and gender disorders, it is essential to examine how autism may influence an individual's perception of gender. Individuals on the autism spectrum often exhibit unique patterns of thinking and social interaction. Some may struggle with understanding or conforming to societal expectations related to gender. This, when combined with a tendency to fixate on a certain thing, plus the social media algorithm that piles up all the gender bullshit after you scroll through one singular post, such as all those autistic and trans or autistic and queer people, this can manifest as an influx of non-conforming autistics. In conclusion, there is an alarming surge in gender dysphoria diagnosis for autistic people. This raises a question: is there really a man trapped inside someone's body, or is it simply an autistic delusion? And if you're wondering how I can say these things, 1, free speech exists, and 2, it should be obvious right now, but if it isn't, I'm autistic. Well, thank you for watching. There's probably going to be bloopers at the end because I really need to actually fill this for time. And in case you may have noticed, I'm stumbling with my words because it's late at night and I need to get this out before midnight, because when it's midnight it's June, and I know that June's just another regular month in all the months of the years, but some people think it's special and I just want to troll them. So with that, I bid you all adieu. I apologise for taking up all your time. You know, all the usual stuff, like, subscribe, comment, whatever. Do if you want, don't if you want, I don't really fucking care anymore. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye. Quick disclaimer, I was using a script in case you can't tell, so some of the statements may be a bit janky and may not fit together. Please do not harass anyone mentioned in this video, because of course I have to say this because some people out there are fucking crazy. And of course, even if some people are, you know, delusional, still human, still be relatively nice, okay? You know, maybe it's just me, maybe it's just that late at night me is actually kind of caring. I'm really not, but for the sake of argument, let's just say I am. Just don't be overly, you know, mass murdery. It's simple as, just, like, if you know someone who is, don't knock on their fucking door and or throw a brick through their window, because that's just stupid. I know all of the 2 people that this is going to reach won't. However, just in case it does reach someone who would, fucking don't. Okay? Other than that, stay happy if you want to. Fuck it. Just have a good June, or whatever month you're watching after this. But honestly, if you're watching this when it comes out, have a good June. Troll the gays. Simple as. Moving on to the correlation between autism and gender disorders, it is essential to examine how autism may influence an individual's perception of gender. Individuals on the autism spectrum often exhibit unique patterns of thinking and social interaction. Some may struggle with understanding or conforming to societal expectations related to gender or other things. This, when combined with a tendency to fixate on a certain thing, plus the social media algorithm that piles up all the gender bullshit until we... Oh, fuck off. Not you, cat, you can stay. Moving on to the correlation between autism and gender disorders, it is essential to examine how autism may influence an individual's perception on gender. Individuals on the autism spectrum often exhibit unique patterns of thinking and social interaction. Some may struggle with an... Fuck's sake. I swear the bloopers are going to double the bleeding video rate at this length. Research suggests an increased prevalence of individuals who identify as both queer and autistic. According to SparkForAutism.com, there is a higher LGB rate among those on the autism spectrum, with data indicating 2 to 3 times the average. This information comes from Eileen T. Crenham. Fuck, I keep saying Crenham. At this point, I'm just going to call it Eileen.